Hey guys, Luis here. I haven't really been posting a lot of videos on my channel because I have been feeling kind of down lately and I don't feel like doing things. But hopefully this video helps with that because today, October 11th, marks a really important day for me. A while back, like maybe, I don't know, like 4 months ago, I set this day as a deadline for myself to um, tell people about my problems and hopefully make me happy in the end. So, yeah, here goes nothing. By the way, this is the most nervous I've ever been in my entire life, so bear with me. um, yeah, so in maybe the past like few months, I've felt like complete shit. To be honest, I have had numerous mental breakdowns, and I'm really freaking good at hiding my feelings from anyone, hiding just my emotions and just building it up in my head. They all just pile up, and that's really bad because I've had quite a few just mental breakdowns lately, and the most recent was maybe like 2 weeks ago. No, it was this week. This past like Tuesday or something. I was on my way to class, and all the stress, all of the built up feelings that I've had for a while, everything just piled up in my head, and I just lost it, and I felt like dying pretty much. I didn't feel like myself anymore, and I don't know, it was horrible, and it was not something I want to experience again. So this is what today is for, hopefully. But yeah, today, October 11th, is, for those of you who don't know, National Coming Out Day, and I'm using this video as a way to tell my friends and family and all my loved ones that I am bisexual. And I really want to explain to you guys what that means, because I feel like there's a lot of stereotypes and misconceptions about bisexuality that really needs to be addressed, because um, you guys might not believe me or reasons like that. The reason I decided to make this video was because when I was younger, like 12, even as soon as 12, I would go to YouTube about this stuff. Even like when I was like 17 and 18, I would always go to YouTube about coming out stories and about bisexuality, and there was never really anything about bisexuality. Until recently, there's not been that much stuff regarding bisexuality, and I always felt really confused about everything. So I hope this video helps a lot of you who are going through what I went to. If there's any younger versions of myself out there, just know that you're not alone. Alright, so let me tell you a little story about my life, yay, life. When I was in second grade, I had my first crush, and it was this girl that I had in my class, and I don't know, I thought she was pretty, and I remember telling my mom, and she's like, yeah, you were completely obsessed with her. And I was like a second grader, I don't even know if that is, like 7 or 8, but eventually that kind of faded. I was still little, I was a little kid. Going into 5th grade, that's when you start, developing who you are, you're going through puberty. 6th grade, I think, actually it was, I had, like, I guess you could say my second crush. It was another girl in the class, and it was funny because at the time, like, my friends were trying to, like, get me together with that girl, and I guess we kind of had like a little thing, but we were just little kids, like, it was innocent. So, but at the same time, I started developing feelings for this boy in the class that I sat next to, and it wasn't anything sexual, anything, like, obviously I was still a kid, but I don't know, I felt like a connection with him, and we talked about a lot of shit. It was kind of weird, but we were friends. But it was, to me, I was starting to feel kind of what you feel when you're friends with a girl and you start developing feelings. That's what I started feeling for him, and to me, that was the first sign of me being different. To me, being emotionally attracted is when you see a person and you feel butterflies and you feel that feel good energy, and you feel like all those endorphins going through your body, and you feel happy, and you feel like you're in love. That's, to me, is emotionally attracted. sexually attracted is obviously, what it sounds like. You're sexually attracted to their body, them. You think about them. Um, so that's who I classify as. And other people, might just be emotionally attracted to one and sexually attracted to the other, or vice versa, or, it doesn't matter. It's different. At that time, the word gay was the scariest shit I could ever think of. I did not want to think I was gay. That was like that scared the hell out of me, and I just dug it down as deep as I could and tried not to think about it. And but at the same time, like, I felt pretty normal. Like, my childhood was normal. I felt normal, besides the fact that I had some attraction to, like, guys. Like, I just, like, it was slight attraction. And I guess it's different for people who identify as gay, because they don't like the other sex. They don't like the opposite sex, so they are only attracted to, the same sex. And it's weird because throughout your life, you just don't have feelings for the other sex. And I did. And that was the most confusing thing ever growing up. I knew I liked girls, but I knew I also liked boys. So it was the worst. And I mean, I guess you could say for gay people, it is confusing knowing that you don't like the same sex or the opposite sex. But when you're bisexual, you literally like both, so it's double confusing. Back to the story, going into high school, actually, it was like seventh grade, I had my first girlfriend, and I felt like a little kid, like, in, like, love. I was really, really weird back then, in middle school, I guess. And I don't know, I felt butterflies. I felt everything that a normal boy should feel when you are dating a girl. I mean, all the lovey-dovey shit, all there. And I miss those days because I didn't think about anything. I just thought about, dating. I just thought about girls, honestly. That's all I thought about. But after that relationship ended, I always felt like really emotional during high school, during middle school. And it was just because there's a lot of things in my life that I never told anyone, this being one of them. And I just that was when I started feeling down for the first time, because in 8th grade, about that stuff. About gay, transgender, all that stuff. And I just didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be gay. I didn't want to classify as gay. And it was weird because here I am coming out of a relationship where I really liked that girl who I was with, and I really had feelings for her, and I really did, like her. But then I'm just like, but I also like boys. And that to me just was the worst feeling ever, because I didn't know who I was, and I didn't know how to tell people this, and I haven't, and that was the problem. And then all through high school, freshman year of college, I never told anyone, but I've only dated girls, and to me, I have been able to live through that, because it's not like I haven't been able to date anyone, because I have, and I've been happy with everyone who I've dated with, or who I've dated. So that to me doesn't bug me, and that is why I believe I was able to make it through high school and my freshman year of college, is because part of me is straight, and part of me likes girls, and I do like girls. I don't know how to explain it. Like, if I was gay and I didn't, I just feel like my burden would be so heavy during high school, because I wouldn't be able to date. I wouldn't be able to date anyone unless I came out as gay. And for me, that wasn't the situation. I dated people. I never told them that I was bisexual. Any of my girlfriends, I never told I was bisexual, because to me that didn't really matter. And I feel like if I told them, they would have judged me automatically. So I don't know. I guess I just always wanted them to know me and get to know me. for who I am, not by my sexual orientation, because to me that shouldn't matter. But now it's sophomore year of college, and I just needed to change that. So this is why I made this video, because I don't want to feel like shit anymore. Okay, so let's talk about myths of bisexuality, because I feel like I still need to address so many issues regarding bisexuality. First one is, does bisexuality really exist? And let me tell you right now, if you know me and you know that I'm a person and I'm a real human being, you will understand that bisexuality really does exist. And I don't even know how to explain this, because when you are questioned as a person, that if you really exist, it just brings you down so much, because that's the struggle of people like me, trying to find themselves and understanding and coming to terms with who you are as a person, because you do feel like you aren't a person because people don't believe you. If I were to tell a straight person, a heterosexual person, that they don't exist, that their sexual orientation does not exist, how would that make them feel? If you're a guy and you tell me, yeah, I like girls, and I'm like, that's a lie, that can't happen, there's no way. Exactly, you're gonna feel weird, you're not gonna understand that, because it's not true. You know that you like girls, and you know that's part of who you are. That is how I feel. I do like both girls and guys. That's how I feel, and that does exist. And I can guarantee you that everyone you ask that can classify as bisexual will tell you the same thing. Okay, myth number 2, which is something that some of my actual guy friends have said to other people before. It's like, oh, you're bi. You're attracted to everyone. That must be so hard to be attracted to everyone. And I can tell you right now that we're not. And even as a straight person, whether guy or girl, if you're a guy and you meet girls, you're not attracted to every single girl. You might you're friends with a few. Some girls you just don't find attractive. You're not attracted to them, but they're girls. It's the same thing. Same with girls. They're not attracted to every single guy they see. They don't just look at a random guy and be like, oh, he's pretty hot. I mean, they do if he is hot, but they don't if they don't think he's hot. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing with bisexuals. You don't get attracted to every single person walking down the street. You're only attracted to who you really are attracted to. So no, I don't just go through life being like, oh, that person's attractive. Oh, that person's attractive. At least not with the people who I don't find attractive. And I can guarantee that all my guy friends that I know, I'm not attracted to you. Sorry, you're a friend of mine that I've probably known for a while, and I don't find you attractive. You're just my friend. So, same with some of the girls that I know. All my girlfriends, like, I don't find all of you attractive. I find some of you, and I've definitely found a lot of you attractive, but you're friends. And that's all you're gonna be. And we're like that. Same with high school. I played football, basketball, and track. I was in the locker room, and I can guarantee you that I didn't find any of you guys attractive. I'm sorry, but all the guys that I knew, they were all just friends, and that's all I saw them as. So there's definitely a myth with people saying, oh, you're attracted to everyone. That's not true, so don't believe it. Alright, so moving on to more myths. Some people may say, well, how much have you done with a guy? How do you know that you are bisexual? And, okay, well, like I said earlier, I have never done anything with a guy. I've never kissed a guy. I've never had a boyfriend. I've never had sex with a guy. But I still know that I'm bisexual because, okay, let's put it this way. When you ask a straight person who is a virgin, who's never had a girlfriend, and I know guys who are virgins, if they've never had a girlfriend, how do they know that they're straight? They know that they're straight. They know they like girls, but they've never done anything with girls. That's how I am. I know that part of me likes boys, but I've never done anything with them. It makes sense. One of the other, this is kind of like a myth, kind of a myth, but it's not really. One of the things that one of my really close friends said one time, and it really, really hurt when I heard her say it, but she was like, I will never date a bisexual guy because that's gross. And I don't know, I feel like if a guy likes to take stuff up the butt, then I'm not gonna date him. That's weird and that's gross. And first of all, it's very ignorant because, like I said, I've never had sex with a guy, but I'm still a person. If I wanted to date someone, I really hope they wouldn't just count me out or just count me out because of my sexual orientation. That's actually one of the reasons I didn't want to come out was because I didn't want girls to not like me anymore, and that's really bad. I still get nervous talking to girls. That's a thing, but it's a whole other level when girls just don't want to talk to you because you're bi. Don't judge people based on their orientation. I myself have dated two bisexual girls. Well, one classified as pansexual, and pansexual is just being that you're attracted to anyone, not just based on their gender. Just you can also be attracted to, like, say, a transgendered person, and you'd be fine with it. So you are more attracted to, like, kind of their personality rather than their sex or their sexual organs. And I've always accepted who I'm dating with for who they are, not by their orientation. So that has never bugged me. And another myth that goes along with this one actually is that people don't like dating bisexuals because they think they'll cheat. Because they're like, oh, well, you're going to be with me, but you're still going to, like, say if I had a girlfriend, she would think that I would be with her, but I'd still be thinking about other guys. And that is not true. If you're a loyal person, um, then you'll be fine. The only people who aren't loyal cheat, and that's just a fact of life. If you're a bad person, you're gonna cheat. It doesn't have anything to do with your orientation. Um, None of the girlfriends that were bisexual that I've dated have cheated on me because they're with me, so it doesn't matter. So let's just cross that myth out of the park because it's not true. Okay, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope after I upload this video, everything goes normal. I hope all my friends are still my friends, and I'm pretty confident a lot of you guys will be understanding. Seeing I've made friends with a lot of people who are just really open-minded, and that's what I really look for in friends. So I hope everything goes well after this. I'm still really nervous, really super nervous in uploading this, but I'm gonna do it. And happy National Coming Out Day. And to every single person who's bisexual, I want to give you a big hug, and I want to let you know that I am on the same boat as you, and everyone else who is thinking about coming out, whether it is on National Coming Out Day or any other time, just make sure that it's the right time and don't rush yourself. Don't do anything dumb, I guess. It's a really hard thing to do, but I think it's worth it in the end. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's it, guys. So yeah, happy National Coming Out Day.